Hey, what's up guys? It's Techno Gaming, and today I am doing a little tutorial on how to create your own Mario Kart PC track. I'll be showcasing all the 20 F-Zero tracks within different episodes so you can see how I build them. I don't know if I'll be talking a lot, I really don't know, but we're just here to create Mute City 1. And let me mind you, these tracks are very big. So, if you don't know how to get custom, like how to use the complete mode, it's a little more difficult than the standard mode or the make your own track basic mode. This mode comes with extra features, extra things, adding your own shortcuts to tracks and stuff like that. So first, what you want to do is choose a file. I'm going to choose a file that I have saved in my camera. And I think, if I'm correct, these are all PNG images. These are smaller, but let me go to my downloads because I have them saved in cups. And let's see, we're going to click on Mute City. Why is there a peach in my cup file? I really don't know, but we're just gonna go ahead and click create track. Now it will take some time to load depending on the speed of your computer. The circuit has been created successfully. Now you need to apply the circuit setting location of walls objects as necessary. Click on the help link at the bottom of the right menu. When you have finished, don't forget to save data by clicking on save, that you can access, edit, or delete your circuit in the creation mode. See how, let me show you. This is how big the map is. And at 100% scale, you see like really big stuff. Now, let me move my camera so I can show you like how to create this track. So you have options right here. This is the starting line. So it says start. You can pick whatever direction you want. And since this is just a narrow straightaway, I'm just going to put it next to the finish line as a starting grid. Okay, that's the start. You have different options too. You can move it, which allows you to reposition it, and rotate it to turn it at a certain turning point. Because some tracks have like a weird starting grid where they're rotated or something. That's mostly meant for 8 Deluxe tracks or Mario Kart 7, depending on the track layout. But we're doing F-Zero tracks, so most of them are just straight or sideways. So we're going to go ahead, click start, and then we have CPU route. Route 1. Now, CPU routes are a little bit difficult. You have Route 1, you can have multiple routes, and I'll show you what I mean by Route 1. So, Route 1, you click on it. That's your starting point from when they'll drive. And for Route 1, we're just going to follow the straight track. And you can extend it how long you want. I recommend keeping it in between the green barriers if you're creating an F-Zero track like I am. And you want to create a low turning point so they don't overspeed at a certain turn. And you just kind of want to follow the track. This is going to take a little bit. I don't know how long this video will be, but I'm going to go as fast as I can. Now, this turning point is a little bit confusing. I usually go like a little roundabout, so you have time to pass the CPUs. And then go back up like that. There's our little turning point. And there's a little jump pad right there. Now, then we have this option. A little narrow straight path. We're going to create it just like the straight path. Now, the straight path can be very crucial, but we're just going to keep it as real as possible. The CPU layout doesn't have to be perfect. It could be as any direction you want. Sometimes it can't be straight. Sometimes it can be straight. Sometimes it can. It's just creating your own imagination with tracks and stuff. Like, I'm trying to recreate F-Zero in a Mario Kart PC. I've done it several times, but I don't know if I made a video about, what do you call it? I made a video about it, and it's called F-Zero X Mario Kart PC. I did have a few Mario Kart PC tracks in there from the game itself. Let's put that right there. But other than that, it didn't really surprisingly do well in views. I think it only got like 100 or something. I gotta double check again. But the fact is, I'm trying to recreate all F-Zero tracks. I was a little brain dead at the time. So there's really like no need for And that's a little straightaway. Oh, and if you're worried about it, just press Control Z on a Chromebook and it will reset your turn if you want to fix something like that. That's just to reset the positioning. It's not going to be straight as possible, but it's going to get enough to be perfect. All right. Let's see. And once you connect this, see that little, you want to make it as straight as possible. There we go. There's route 1. Now we want to add another route, one for the bullet bill. So see this check mark, route for bullet bill only? We're going to check that and start an empty route. Now if you're creating off a track complete mode, you're going to have to physically add an empty route bullet bill. You cannot copy from a route. Because last time I was playing Silence, I used the bullet bill, literally went through the wall to the other side of the track, and it was not following its route. So you physically have to create your own. I don't know why, if that's a bug or something. And we're just going to keep it, the bullet bill can be straight as possible. So we're going to put it right there. We're going to go down. And literally just doing the same thing. We're going to put that right there. We're going to put that right there. We're going to go do a little different this time. We're going to keep it as straight as possible. Like that. I could have done that for the other route, but we'll do that for CPU route too. And we'll get to that in a minute. Alright. We're going to create a turning point for the bullet bill. Going to create that. Going to create that. And we're going to go up. Create that like that. And then we're going to go right here. Click it. And there's shortcuts you can add to a bullet bill route, but I don't know how that would work, because I don't know if you can add shortcuts to a bullet bill route, but I'm not risking it. So we're gonna go like that, go like that, go like that, and you just want to keep clicking to find the bullet bill route as quickly as possible. Don't mind the background music, that's just people using their own devices, I don't know, but there's our bullet bill route. Make that as straight as possible. There we go. And we're going to go back to route 1. Now, oh, hold on. No, I didn't want to. Okay. We're going to go back to route 1. I'm going to go back to route 1. Now, talking about this section right here, you see these little 2 off-row points? Well, we're going to add some shortcuts there so the bots can take them. Now, the bots will get stuck, but that gives you a fair advantage on and then you want to double click, because otherwise you could straighten that out a little more. And then you can alt right click and shortcut route. Now you want to connect the 2 little dots so it knows how to do a shortcut. And there you go, you got your little shortcut route. Now you want to do it for the other side. We're going to leave this dot and we're going to click it. We're going to actually, yeah, let's make it like that. Straighten it out like that. Alright. And we're going to alt shortcut route, and we'll click it right there. Perfect. There's another shortcut. Why I say shortcut? I meant to say shortcut. And that's basically that. Now we're going to add route 2. Now, if you're making F-Zero tracks, you might as well add a second route because of the fact of the healing point. So let's see. Add a route, copy a route, delete a route. We're going to add a route. We're going to empty route, and then don't click route for bullet bill only. And we're going to go back up to the starting grid. And we're going to start right here. And now, reason why I use route 2 as like the specific route for, so let's see where I'm going now. And since the tracks are so big, I might as well make all the tracks a little all speedy. But I'm only going to do that for the healing points. I mean, the tracks are really long, so we're going to only make them, we're going to make them all speedy. So might as well make every track 2 laps. And then we're going to click that right here, right there. And then we're going to click that, click that, click that, click that, click that. And that's perfect. That's a little odd. We're going to erase some of that and then create that, create that. There we go. That's a lot better. And we're going to move it up to here and go right there. Go right there. Let's erase that. I like a little turning point more like that. Yeah, that's better. Create up to here, up to here, up to here, up to here. Now, as long as, if you want to make these F-Zero tracks too, you can follow along in the video and follow me. If you want to make your own F-Zero tracks like I am. Now, I did have an old F-Zero game. It was called F-Zero F1 for Mario. It was called F-Zero PC. And it was like F1 board game tracks recreated into this game. It did have DJ Macaw music from F-Zero. So I did appreciate, really did appreciate that. Now the Chromebook is lagging, so it's really starting to get a little laggy. I don't know if you can see it, but it's really starting to. And we're gonna connect that right there. And then we're gonna add our second shortcut. Now we're gonna do the same thing for the same shortcut. Since there's a route right there, we're gonna click one right here, double click. We're gonna straighten that out to right there, and then just straighten that out to right there. And then we're gonna shortcut route. Now you want to be careful about the shortcut route, because if you do it at a certain, like where you create the where you start the shortcut route is where the bot is gonna take it. Now I did mess up the first one, so I'm gonna have to fix that. I'm not 100% sure how that works, but I think a shortcut route is just the way it goes off the off-road, so I really don't. This might take the same route, I really don't know. But now that we got our shortcut routes, we're done with the routes, and we're gonna move on to the next step. Walls! Now, I know F-Zero, you can fall out of bounds and crash, but since this map is so big, we're just gonna add walls around it so you don't fall off. Like, if the tracks were smaller, that would be more understandable, but since we're using a really weird, we're gonna use the line. I recommend the line scale because you can input your own walls. Now, this is where walls get confusing. You want to keep it along the edge of the green or the color barriers. Wherever the black line is, you want to keep it on that black line. I'm not perfect with it, but it's just easy to understand, so I'm gonna do the same thing. And we're just gonna keep going. Put that right there, put that right there, put that right there, put that right there. And you want to be as close as possible, because if there's a misput wall, you could easily like see like that. I messed that up. You want to be as close to the green as possible. That's just for me. That's just my opinion, though. And the reason why I'm starting at top is because it goes on the out. I start off on the outside side before doing the inside, and you're going to see why in a minute. And we're going to start right here. Start right here. Go right there. Go right there. Go right there. And then pretty much we're just going to do this. Okay, that's not perfect. That seems more straight, so we're gonna put that right there, put that right there. Alright, that's a lot better. And we're gonna create that right there. Now, I got all my F-Zero maps from Mario Kart PC, from SNES Maps Online and Sprite, what is it called? Sprite Creator, so I really appreciate that. Now, you can add your own music, but we're not to that point yet. I'm going to keep them as the original F-Zero music. So, now the roundabout is going to be a little tricky. You just want to be as straight as possible. See that line, how it's overboarding it? You want to fix that. I almost made a wrong mistake by placing that wall. You want to keep it outside the skirts of the green, so that's understandable. Now, these are like 400 kilobytes each. More than that, depending on the map file size image. But other than that, we're going to keep that. Now we're back at the start. Now, before you even connect it to here, you want to create a little gap. And the reason why is since this map is a little diagonal, you want to click it right here and then go up to the other side of the wall. Now, the reason why I did this is because when you overlap that wall, it's going to cover the track, and the track is going to overlap on the wall. So, oh, and this is the creator of the map. If you want to go check him out, you can see it right there, SNES Maps. You can tell the person, the creator. I don't think drivers will really get to see that because it's like the track is so big. I know Deathwind you can on the mini map, but other than that, not really. Oh my god, this. I don't know why this is. I don't know why it's doing that. Why that mouse thing is doing that. I don't know why it's not. Oh, I see why. Hold up, I messed up. It's because I'm recording and the screen does not want to be a part of it. So we're gonna be as quick as possible with this. Want to be as slim as possible with the. Cause see, like the thing is like so close to it. Oh, there we go. That's as close as we're gonna get. It's not gonna be perfect because I'm recording, but it's as close as we're gonna get. Now, same thing with this side. We want to get as close as possible. You don't want to show up on the way. I don't know why it does this when I'm recording, but it's okay. I'll be fine. See how that didn't click? That sucks. Alright, now that the walls don't have to be perfect. It depends on the size of the track. Now you want to connect it to here and drag down the same line. Make another dot and then connect the dot. Now you see we made the outside barrier. Now we just gotta, if you want a full look, we can choose the outside. See the outside barrier? All that is perfect. And now we just need to do the inside. We'll zoom it up at 90 so it's easier. I recommend keeping your size image at 9. You're zooming at 90 for these tracks. So that way it's easier for you to draw them out and easily do it. Now, remember how I said connect the dots and fill in the other side? Well, that's just for the outside. The inside, you can easily just overlap it because it's like. Now, Whiteland and Whiteland 2 are going to be a little out of whack. So, it's going to be a little confusing. But we're not at the Queen League yet. We're starting off with the Night League. And it's going to be a little harsh, but let's fix that a little bit. Yeah, you can also use the dots as a little reading line for how the walls should go. And I can see why. Why the dots are. The dots on this track are very good for placing walls. So you know how to place them correctly. Okay, place that right there. 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 Now, we got this. We can place that right here. This is going to take a while. I don't know how long, but this video might be long just for creating a simple track. Now, some of these videos will be long. That's why I'm dividing it into a playlist so you can see how to create these tracks. Now, there's 20 tracks I have to create, which is actually a lot, but it's worth it. And see, now we just wanted to double check if the lines did not go out properly on the track. Yeah, so you want to see all the dirt and gray on the track. You don't want to see all the town stuff. Zoom in to 90. Alright, now we got our walls. What's the next step? Off-road. Now you have 4 different types of off-road. Grass, water, ice, choco, and you can transfer your own off-road. The menu allows you to change the types of the off-road as per story. For example, if you're initiated a grass off-road and you want to change to the water, just do it here. I don't know much about that, so I haven't tested out that feature, but we're just going to keep ours on grass. And we're going to see how that we don't want the square because this is not a, we want to keep it on lines. Now, usually I recommend just starting off in the back and you want to keep your off-road off the track. You know, a little bit is on the track, but the off-road is pretty simple. I don't recommend if you want to go fully in the detail with like curves and stuff, I really would recommend it, but since like I'm not going to spend so much time trying to create the track perfectly, See these bumps and stuff on this side? I don't want to be too specific about it, so we're just going to draw a straight line. Now, some of it does get cut off, but it's okay. At least it's easier for the player to understand, like, oh, this is off-road. So they get an idea. And that, we could be specific about this one. And we're going to create our little turning point. There we go. And you don't want to collide the off-road with the green stripes, the green barriers either, so. Alright. Here's that, and then we're going to connect that. There's our off-road. Now, there is a little bit of space right there. I don't really care. They're not going to end up there because the track is going to be, like, very fast. So we're going to create our more off-road right here, off-road right there, off-road. And we're just going to keep doing it. This is all it is, just placing down lines and items and stuff like that and creating stuff like that. So you want to be this. I told you this video is going to be a while, but if you're staying here with me for my commentary and looking at how to build these, you can follow the steps along. And now there's different types of off-road here, so we're just gonna keep it even, and we're gonna do the big ones first. These are the really big types of off-road, which I can understand, so. And we're gonna. Now, about the thing of F-Zero maps, you really don't. Landmines are like a little ballistic, so what we're gonna do is the landmines are gonna be a little weird to figure out, but usually I just use oil slicks on landmines just to keep it simple. So, other than that, we really don't have anything to talk about landmines, because I don't know if I can transfer landmines into Mario Kart PC, but it's alright if we can't. So, and this off-road is a big patch, so you want to make it as big as possible, and then you want to keep it like that, and then you want to carry it down to here. Now, wherever you see gray is basically grass, and wherever you see blue is basically blue. But we bit F-Zero, the fire field map. It has technically a weird thing with it's has a weird thing with its lava, water lava. So really, we're gonna have to trade that to water or something. And water can be hazardous. So what? And you're seeing why I'm adding off-road now is because when we add the speed zone, the off-road will get in contact. And you don't want to forget about this big off-road thing either. So I'm going to create that right there. I did kind of get it in the barrier, but that's okay. It's not perfect. My clicking is not perfect, so. Excuse me. I just had Mario SpaghettiOs for dinner. They literally brought them back in stores, so I could see why it's like very simple. But if you just want to, oh, try Mario SpaghettiOs. It's really good. Like, I'm 20 and I still eat that stuff, but it's just I like SpaghettiOs so much. I like pasta. I know pasta isn't that healthy, but still, it's really good. And we're just gonna keep doing that. We're gonna connect it right there. We're gonna connect it like that. Yep. And now we got all our off-road. Let's just double check. Is that all the off-road for Mute City? Let's double check. It looks like it. Yeah. That's all our off-road pretty much. Alright. And this healing zone, we're gonna make speed boost, but instead of the healing zone just being the speed boost, we're gonna make the whole track a speed boost. Let's see, holes, we're not gonna worry about that because we just added walls. Checkpoints, lap 3. Since these tracks are so big, we're just gonna make them 2 laps. For the fact that we could add 3 laps. It really doesn't matter. I just recommend keeping it 3 or 2, depending on the size of the map. But we're just gonna keep them at 3 for all maps. laps. We're going to submit them. Now, checkpoints can be a little difficult. Checkpoint processing is a bit tricky. Don't hesitate to read the help section. Let's read the help section so we can understand. Checkpoints are regular areas that serve two purposes. 1. Checks the players have completed a lap. You must go through all checkpoints in order for the lap to count. Ranks players during the race, first, second, etc. The first is the player who has passed the most checkpoints, and in case of a tie, is the one closest to the next checkpoint. Constantly, how to place the checkpoints. The first checkpoint must be placed at the start line. It defines the start of lap. The place of the following checkpoints before each turn. So yeah, that's how they do it, but we're not using an F0. We're using the F0 map, so it's a little trickier. In this way, the distance to the next checkpoint is a good indicator of player position relative to another one. Alright, thank you for the tip. Now we're just going to zoom in. Now, the starting point on F0 is literally like the same as Mario Kart, so we're going to move into 90. And we're going to highlight it. Now, you can have it two ways. You can have it like this, or you can have it like that. Since we have this starting point low close, we're going to keep it like that. And we're just going to... I usually divide my checkpoints large before each turn, so that way it's easier. And then there's that. And then we have another turn right here. Place that right there. And after each F0 map, since it's like a big turning checkpoint, it really does mattify the fact that F0 maps can be a little tricky to define checkpoints. Now this area, I'm just going to put a checkpoint right here to specify that that's a checkpoint. And yeah, we don't want to add a checkpoint right there. So we're going to add another checkpoint right here. And then that's another checkpoint. And then we have another checkpoint. And then we're just going to add the we're going to add the 7 checkpoint right here. You always want to put a checkpoint at the end of each turn. So that way it's specifies that you crossed it. Because if you don't place a checkpoint there, the lap is not going to count. Surprisingly. Which is really weird. And we're going to move on to the next one. Items. Now, F0 does not have items. So basically, it's like a race without items. But for the fact, we're going to have items. Because we're nice. We want items on the track. And the player is unfair when just speeding. So we're going to place item set right there. Item set right there. Now, we're going to keep it Mario Kart 8 Deluxe style. Now, I keep my items like this because of how big the track is. I do not place any on the boost panel. Because that would be unfair. And then we're going to have item right here, right here, right here. Now you can space them out how far you want, but since those are too far, we want to keep them as close as possible. That's too close. And yeah, we're almost done with Mute City, I think. There's about 9 steps, so that's too far. Yeah, these item boxes can be a little tricky. I just placed it too far again. What is wrong with me? Gotta be very specific. We're not gonna deal with it. I think that's perfect. It doesn't have to be too perfect. I feel like if the bots go towards the middle, it would be fine. So then see these blue and gray, these gray, light gray and dark gray lines. That's where at the end of each one, I usually place like items. Because to be fair, if you put too many items, then the race gets too chaotic. So I try to balance my item section out. Okay, there's that. We're going to leave it like that. That's fine. And we have another option. Now, the item distribution for the next one can go. Now, the jump ramp. We're going to place an item right there, place an item right there, place an item right there, and place an item right there. And we're going to make all those, I think most of them double. And then we're going to have an item, we're going to have an item checkpoint right here. We're going to have item right here, item right here, item right here, item right here. Now, I don't place items too close to each other. That's how you keep the item distribution fair. Now, if you know exactly where items go, then you would understand, like, if you play Mario Kart, you would understand where all the items get placed to balance it out. But since this is the fact that we're creating an F0 map and F0 doesn't have items, we got to create our own. There we go. There's items right there. Now, you have an option between the turn. So we're just going to place items on here to make it fair. Now that we have that, we're going to add the double items now. Now, how do you add double items? Well, it's Alt right click or just right click on Windows and see the option double item. I usually space out 1 by 1 for double items. That's how I do my double items. And you want to do that with every item in this area. Now, they don't have to be perfect. As long as you're adding multiple double items, it'll be okay. Now, these double items are hard to get because the whole track is speedy, so got to memorize that. Alright. Double item. Double item. Double item. And we're going to add another one right there. Unless someone's fast enough to grab that small one right there. But really, oh, I forgot about this item set. Usually I don't place an item set here. That makes more sense. Double item. Double item. Double item. Double item. And we're going to place another double item right there. So they have an item going in from the shortcut. Now this one is a jump pad. So we're going to place 2 double items next to each other. Place 2 double items next to each other like that. Like that. It will be unfair, but that's just how I want to place my double items on jumps. Let's see, we're going to place... Now we're going to start off from here, because this is a double item spot. Double item. Double item. Double item. Double item. And then we have... Oh! I double clicked the wrong thing. Double item. Then we have that right there. Double item. Alright. And since we have no items in this area, we keep our items very far, so it's fair. And then we have double item. Double item. Double item. Double item. Double item. Let's add a little item right there to space it out evenly. And now that we have an item slot next to the pit zone, we're not going to add double items because usually the first set in Mario Kart of Deluxe is like no items at the first, like no double at the first set. You can have options to add doubles, but I'll tell you for a reason why it gets very chaotic. Now that we placed all our items, we got a jump. Now I keep my jumps at square because F-Zero jumps are like very square, so it makes sense. And we're not going to change the height of the square, so you want to highlight the whole jump. Just like simple like that. Boost. Now, boost. Let's read the help section. Indicate here the boost. They say that the area that gives instant speed to carts. To set the location of boost, simply click the digital location on the map. By default, a boost is a size of 8 to 8. You can change the size in the right menu. That makes sense. Okay. Change the size in the right menu. I don't know what they mean by size, but we're just going to keep ours at 8 by 8. Let's see. Type, we're going to use that because we're going to mark the whole track with boost. So, simple as that. And now when we add our boost, we're going to go on the outside of the green. And it's just like making the track, so we're going to do that. And there's that. And then you do not want to add boost on off-road because it gives it an unfair challenge. You can put it next to the off-road, just don't add it on the off-road, and you're going to see why in a minute. Now, just like how we did the outside of building an outside wall with Mute City 1, we're going to do the same exact thing, but this time you want to go on the inside of the track. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, it's just going to be like, you'll see in a minute once we get to the roundabout. It's just like the outside, but instead of going up, you're going down on the inside to the other wall. Let's see, and then we have that. You always want to start at the top. If you don't start at the top, then your walls will not work. You got to remember that. And then we're going to add that. Then we're going to add that. We're going to add that. We're going to add our green wall. Let's erase that. We want it more to that wall. There we go. Let's add our little boost like that. Then we're going to create our boost right there, create our boost right there. Now you can add it, the offside of the boost in the off-road, but since it's like not pretty much in the off-road, it'll be fine, so. Let's keep adding the boost like right there. Now we can place it next to the off-road, but that doesn't mean we want it on the off-road. Now, since this track is always boosting, you can have an option to take shortcuts without items, but I recommend still having an item. And yeah, that's pretty much. And then we added the top route with the boost. And now the back route. Now we want to create a little space, but this time instead of up, we're going down, adding it to the wall, and you want to go backwards. The reason why we're doing this, so that way the track does not overlap the walls of creating boost. And yeah, it's really just like that. And yep, we're just creating. We want to go down. I use the arrow keys to scroll through the map. It's easier that way while you're using the mouse pad. It's just how it is with arrow keys. Now, Mario Kart PC, you do not need an installation. It's literally just an online software where you just click on the box and play the game. Now that is a little weird. I almost caught that with my eye. You want to be very specific or else the boost will not work properly. It'll be off weirdly weird. Let's do that. And now you want to go around. And you can make these lines as long as you want. Oh! Hold on, wait. Minus. My mouse messed up. My mouse kind of messed up. That was my fault. I did not mean to do that. It's like a ghost is possessing my computer and I don't like it. But other than that, we're just going to keep continuing what we're doing. It's like my mouse has a weird sense of motion. It's really weird. Then we're going to go right there. Go right there. And then we're going to go up. Be very specific. Yeah, that's fine. As long as it's out of the green, we're okay. And you want to go all the way to this other dot. See that overlap? We don't want that, so we're going to go down a little bit. There we go. There we go. There's our little boost section. Let's just see that 2 lines. That means we covered the whole track with boost and we're done with the boost. Now decor. You could be very decorated, but since this is Mute City, we really don't need any decor. Let's see. Cannons. We don't need any cannons. That's like for big jumps that you cannot make. Teleporters. We do not need teleporters. Mobile floor. That is like Death Wind if you want to create the wind effect. We don't need that either. Elevators. That's just like multiple different, like if you have different elevation, you can add it. We don't have that. Alright, now options. This is the final part before you make your track official. We're at the final part now for this track. And since I already have a lot of F-Zero backgrounds on here, I pre-made these, but you can find them on spritesresources.com for F-Zero. You could just copy the image and then like screen record and highlight, take a photo of the background image, and you can port them to Mario Kart PC. If you want a tutorial on that too, I can put the tutorial on there. And music. You have the option to add your own YouTube music. Let's go ahead and go to YouTube and type in YouTube. And we're going to click enter. We're going to click YouTube. And then let's go to YouTube. And now we're going to search up the F-Zero Mute City music. So that's pretty cool. SNES slightly, Blue Falcon Master without boost, part 1 album. So somebody did F-Zero SNES and NES. So yeah, lightly without boost. So that's very crazy. I don't know how to do that, but let's see. Buddy bro, we're gonna search up F-Zero extended Mute City OST. Good. And we're gonna definitely find the 30-minute one, which I recommend using Mute City F-Zero Music Extended. And we're just going to highlight that, Control C. Now, I don't want the ad to pop up, so we're just going to pause the ad. I don't understand, like, why ads are, pretty, I don't care about Roblox, please. Pause. Okay, thank you. We're going to highlight this again, and then you want to click Control C and go back to Mario Kart PC. And we're going to post more options so you can have an idea. Control V. Then we're going to click Control V. And now you can add your own loop point. Now, the music will start playing if you're not quick enough. But we're going to type in 3. You want to keep it at the end of each thing. And we're going to change this to speed 25. There goes the music. That's exactly what I'm talking about. But that's the music we want. We always want to make sure the link is correct, because then it won't work. Now you can change the background color of the mini map or the map layout itself from the big map. We're going to keep it on light blue. Since this is Mute City, we're going to keep it like right there. It's light blue. And then we're going to click. We don't need the image. This is just to edit. Change circuit image. Yeah, we don't need that. So really, we don't really need that, you know. What's auto preview? I don't know what auto preview is. Rotate 90 degree. Okay. So really don't need this really much. We're just going to leave it like that. Let's click save. And now we saved our circuit. Let's go ahead and test it out very quick. Make sure the lap counts, and we're all good to go. Let's do a little versus. Let's play one player. And for the sake of it, we're going to use the Blue Falcon. Now, the machines are really big. And I don't know if you could see it, but this will take a while to load. Let me move my little thing out of the way. Now, it will lag, but I'm just testing the map layout. And it's going to take a little bit to load the music. But yeah, we have our whole Mute City track, just like this. I don't want to go on the healing pad. It is laggy, because I'm recording right now. So, and it's just speeding all the way. The music should play. I don't know if it'll work. Got you, Daisy. It's going to take a little bit where we're just here to see if a lap will count. Damn, this computer's slow as hell. But you get the whole idea. Now that we made a Mute City track, and I missed. Sometimes the rush shells are off. You got to be directly behind them for them to work. And I don't know why the music is not working, but somebody threw red shells. And yes, drifting works exactly the same as Mario Kart, but the boost has no effect, so we're going to pull out our triple nanners. Let's just make sure the boost pad works. Now, these tracks are pretty big, so I recommend keeping them at, I recommend keeping them at. Wow, they're just blowing each other up. Yeah, that off-road does suck. Oh, I forgot to hold up. I thought it was on the boost panel. Yeah, sometimes if you're on just staying on the straightaway, you could literally just have the effect of that's the wrong way. I don't know which button is which, guys. Please help me out. Double kill. Wait, hold on. Single kill. Oh, I only got a single kill. Mushroom. There's the music. Now the positioning points are a little off, but you get the whole idea. Let's just make sure the lap counts. And it's lagging again, which is perfect. Oh, wow, Donkey Kong, betrayed your own kind, huh? And yeah, the lap counts perfectly. And just like that, you made a Mario Kart PC track. And yeah, we have it. Now, we want to share the circuit. Let's call it Mute City 1 F-Zero. And we're gonna click share. Your circuit has been added to the list. Continue. And just like that, you have a Mario Kart PC track. If you guys like this tutorial, be sure to like and subscribe. I'll be doing Big Blue in a little bit. I don't know when, but if you guys want to see it, be sure to like and subscribe. Now you know how to make a Mario Kart PC track just in complete mode. That's just the definition on how to make F-Zero, but if you want to make your own, you can. But thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.